All right, what's going on again to my dope people in the world, man? It's your boy Hood. I'm about to holler at y'all real quick about a crazy situation. I know you probably heard of it by now. What's going on? They got Michael Irvin, which is a football player from, like he's a major football player from Dallas Cowboys, and he basically got into a situation at the Marriott Hotel in some town. Some white lady accused him of touching her or getting up on her or something like that, or saying the wrong thing to her. I think is what it was. They was in a restaurant and supposedly he said the wrong thing to her. And so she's screaming holy hell about it. She going so crazy that the people is actually trying to kick him out, off of being in an ESPN and all that shit. Now, apparently, back in the day, I watched football, but I wasn't a media person like that. So they say Michael Irvin used to be getting caught up in hotels, getting caught up in situations with drugs and getting high and all this shit. But he a multi-millionaire, and he was making money from being a football player. So anything like that could have probably happened. I remember Daryl Strawberry. I think he probably was the person who I heard more at that time. I don't know if they played at the same time or nothing like that. 'Cause I was mostly a basketball player, kind of watcher. I didn't really kind of watch all the football so much at that time in my life. But I did hear some stories, but I just can't tell you nothing about them. So I don't know how legit none of that shit is that he was supposed to be accused of when he back in the day. But right now they got video footage of him standing with a person, that lady in some hotel, and it don't look like he's touching her. It don't look like she got yelled at or cussed out. It looked like just a regular conversation with a stranger. And it looked like they probably stepped outside this little bar or whatever, and they're in a hallway, and she just talking to him about what we don't know, because it could be anything. He could be getting Karen right there at that point when the lady get in his face. She could be asking him about anything about somebody they personally probably knew, or something that she thought he saw, anything. So whatever the question is that she's asking, you won't never know. But the woman left from that conversation and said he sexually assaulted her verbally, and that she need to go to he need to get whatever kind of ostrich situation on top of him. But if you look at the video footage, because I think his lawyers had a press conference, you could see the lady immediately go talk to some kind of like other guy that work at the building, whatever he is, a manager, security, whoever he is. She leaves talking from Michael Irvin and goes over to talk to this guy. But she don't seem flustered, or she don't seem like uncomfortable or mad. She just like walk over there. So the question is like begged, like, did she really get assaulted? Did she really get disrespected? And I think they said it's like a sexual lewd act that he said, which I don't know what it be. It could be SMD, it could be anything. There's just so many words that can be used, especially when there's no way of knowing. So now it's not a criminal case that's against him. It's only his word against hers. So they battle in between who actually is going to be the person that comes forward and fix all this shit, and they little dynamic between the two of them. But the problem is that in the meantime, Michael Irvin is not working his job. He's not at a football game, doing well. Football season is over with right now, but the Super Bowl happened, and they didn't want him to be on TV commentating and doing all this. You know that's what he do. And that's what this was all about. The idea is that you could have never got him to commit that kind of crime and do that to try to put himself under if it was cameras out there. And I'm sure he knew standing in the hallway at a hotel, it's going to be cameras. Apparently, he got caught at a hotel at one point doing something like whatever it was, and with chicks, drugs, whatever the fuck it was back in the day. So you know he's pretty familiar. His lawyers told him over the years, you know there's cameras in these places. You got to be very careful and very diligent and move this kind of way and move that kind of way. I know he had those conversations because it's the way it is. And the way the world is, we all know there's cameras out here. Like, nobody's dumb to think that there's no cameras out here in the world. So we all know that that is a real thing. You being watched, you being seen, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing. So I can get why he was upset, why he was a little tweaky about this happening to him. This lady just calling him and accusing him of all this stupid ass shit. You know what I'm saying? It's really horrible. But, you know, I think sometimes when you work for the media and you can get on their bad nerves, or you can make the media mad at you for whatever reason, I think that this is how they get you back. Like maybe back in the day they couldn't prove that he was doing this, that, and the third. Maybe they didn't know if he was doing this, or they couldn't prove it. But now it's not no conversation about it. They on your heels. They like, we don't give a fuck if you was right or wrong. We don't care if you didn't do it, or if you lied, or if you told the truth. We don't care. You going down. So they stopping him from getting his checks. He's trying to obviously get his job back because he wants to avoid the fact that the girl could actually sue him. That she can sue and say, yo, you said this or did this against me. And now he really got his hands full because you're getting sued by some woman for whatever reason. It's like, what the fuck? And she gonna make sure it stick because she white. So, I don't know what's to it, but I know that a lot of black men are up against the gun because you move in this world, you're around people, some people friendly, some people not. And then if you're a celebrity at that level, like you've been a celebrity for 20, 30 years, people know you. They even probably, some people know how to trigger you. They know how to get you going. Like, you know what, man? Let's get drunk and go over Mike's house and get him. You might not even think they coming like that. You might think they friends or they just your people. Next thing you know, they filming you or recording your voice or something like that for some, stupid reason trying to get you caught up. So it's really a touch and go thing. You don't really know who to trust. You don't know what the fuck to do out in this world. But everybody trying to be on their righteous side because ain't nobody trying to get locked up and deal with losing money or getting canceled, because that'll be next. They'll be canceling him, and they'll be saying you can't get jobs no more, you can't work in this area, you can't get a job over here, don't nobody want to hire you. He's sitting back like, all because this lady said this crazy shit? Like, what's really going on? Like, yeah, that's what it is. She accused you of that. And so as far as we're concerned, she said the truth. And you sitting back, but she didn't. And they like, well, so that's his history that's catching up to him, his bad history from his time and when he was a celebrity, and then maybe he didn't think he would get caught up and all that stuff. But this time, it did happen. So maybe they're going to try to make an example out of him, knowing this is something he probably didn't do, but they know he did the stuff prior to now. So I think that's going to be his issue. So y'all got to let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. You let me know what the F is going on with Michael Irvin. Should he go down for this because he had a bad history? Should this woman be called out and brought to the surface and stuff like that? Because she just like walking around here accusing people and stuff, and then what, you expect this man to go to prison just because you said something, or lose his money and livelihood because of you? All that stuff needs to be stopped. It's like the cancel culture, because these things could be lies. I mean, we sit here and all watch videos on TV, even white people, and saw Karen's lying on people or exaggerating at some point. And it's like, hey, I'm a person. Hey, hello, over here. I'm just a person trying to live. Like, what are you doing? And they like, nah, fuck that. I don't like you. You finna lose this money. God damn. How the hell do you get over this? Sometimes it ain't no way past that stuff. You know what I'm saying? You have to fight your way back around it or fight your way through it. Or, because confessing the truth don't mean that's going to work, because they just say you ain't telling the truth, and then what you going to do then? So it's a lot of that little stuff to think about, man. So y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I appreciate y'all watching and subscribing. It's your boy Hood. We back out again.